Hey community, welcome to Real Talk Spectrum, where nothing but authenticity will be aired. My name is Bernardo Ellis, and I'm joined today by my beautiful wife and companion.
Hi, I'm Doris. Sup, community?
We're glad to have you here.
Thanks, babe. Glad to be here.
Okay, we're gonna get right into it. There is a video that we watched earlier today that centers on Black business ownership. And I thought it was a great listen. We felt compelled to sit down and talk about it more.
Yes.
So we want you to check that video out, and then we'll come back and provide you with our perspective on it. So check it out.
Black folks, now y'all know I love us. I love us dearly. But I still don't understand, why are you guys out here opening up businesses just to tell the world that you are Black owned? I mean, you have it all over your social media platforms. You have it all over your websites. A website is intended to attract people from all over the world, all different skin colors. Yet you over here screaming that you are Black owned. Who are you trying to convince that the color of your skin is Black? And why? Because if you think for 1 second that is catering towards the success of that business, allow me to be the first person to tell you, you're actually catering towards the failure of that business. And for some reason, I know you probably thought that you were separating yourself. You're not. You still on the plantation with the rest of the slaves, because that's where your mind is stuck at. And now here comes Instagram, giving Black people a feature that allows us to put and attach to our social media platforms that we are Black owned. Yet we don't see any Caucasian owned. We don't see any Latino owned. We don't see any Asian owned. When have they ever thought about helping us? Did y'all ever think about that? How about they figured out a very smart way to put us all in a bubble that can stop our algorithm from doing what it needs to do on these social media platforms? Just completely stop us from even growing. They know that the moment they give our ass something, we are going to jump and run to it without even doing any homework or any research. And as sad as it is to say that, that is very true. Look around and see how many people have Black owned in their bios. Why are you guys doing this? I don't like it. I don't like it. It looks so disturbing considering the times that we have grown from. Now let me go ahead and end off my video like this. I don't want you marching ass Black folks who like to pretend all day long like you're so for the Black people. Meanwhile, you don't even support Black people like that. Meanwhile, all you do is go to Black businesses and give them per hell. I'm not talking to y'all because the day is raining outside and it's Friday and I'm staying inside. So I got a lot of time. Now, I don't want you in my comment section now because I don't want to have to tell y'all about y'all ass, because I will. Okay? So if you think what I'm saying is not the right thing and for the right thing and for the growth of our people, move right on. But if you are one of those ones that you know for a fact that putting Black owned all over the place and attaching it to your businesses just don't make any sense, then go ahead and slide in the comment section and try to tell the people right along with me how much that makes no sense.
All right, so now you've watched the video.
Yeah.
And like you, I'm sure that you have some thoughts about it, and then I also hope that you engaged with the creator. Okay, before we get started in the substance of that video, I want to knock out one important thing. I came across that video today actually on YouTube, even though the content creator is on Instagram.
That's right, yeah.
I found it on YouTube. That creator does not have an account on YouTube, and the person or the channel that posted it on YouTube had no links, right? No credit to the creator on Instagram. They did finally, made mention of the creator in the comments in response to, someone else. But I just felt that, that if you're going to post a video taken from another platform where the creator doesn't have a presence, at least, give them some credit by, having a link in the description of their video, to give them credit, because we all work hard for what we're doing here.
Absolutely.
And we should all get credit for that work that we're doing.
Agree.
Okay, so all right, back to the matter at hand. I'm going first, or you?
Have at it, baby. You got it.
Okay, so, okay, all right, so, okay, again, felt compelled to talk about this. I feel like she went really deep,
Yes.
or should I say, she touched on some really deep topics, literally touching, just brushing them. And so we just felt compelled to kind of, come over here and peel the onions back a little bit.
2 cents in it.
A little bit more, just to kind of open up that conversation within the community. It's something that Doris and I talk about all the time, and just like how we engage others in the community in general, and not, let alone Black businesses. So that brings me to my first kind of takeaway and point in the video was about, man, before you even get to the problem of Black patrons supporting Black businesses, I feel like we have endemic social problems within our community. Like, I'm talking about very fundamental,
Speak on it. Yeah.
just walking up and down the street in our community, or walking in the grocery store, getting Black people to acknowledge each other.
Saying hi. Or not even hi.
Eye contact.
Yeah, simple.
It's very difficult, right?
Yeah.
So, like, how are you going to expect people to support your community from a business and monetary standpoint? Well, we can't even walk up and down the street with each other and get eye contact, get a wave, get a fist bump, something like that.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, and we've talked about it again so much, and
A lot of pillow talk. A lot of pillow talk.
And we've seen it in different areas. We've lived in Dallas, we've lived in a couple different parts of Virginia, and of course, you're originally from Louisiana.
I am.
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Southern people.
And I think obviously there's a lot of demographic differences across those areas.
Yes.
But we've seen all sides of it, but there definitely is a side of it where we just don't talk and interact with one another.
I agree, babe. I mean, for me, and I think for you too, maybe walking in the grocery store or wherever it may be, you pass up another sister or brother, and it would be nice to make eye contact, and it doesn't have to be a fist pump. It doesn't have to be a verbal hello. We know how to say hello without saying hello. It's a simple head nod. For you men, y'all do that. And for me to another lady, all I need to simply do is look at you and smile. That's all I need. If I see another gentleman walking by, it's a simple head nod for him, and that's it. That's it. That's all. Just an acknowledgement that I see you.
Yeah, it's like
just like Avatar.
The movie
Exactly.
Avatar.
Yes.
I see you, brother. I see you, sister. So that to me was like a predecessor to the whole conversation of supporting Black-owned businesses. I'm not gonna get into all of the sauce right here, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of my perspective and how I'm thinking off the top about it. And I'm not gonna sit here and say we don't support Black businesses. This is not the message. This is not what we're saying. Again, we're just trying to come here and shed light to some perspective that's out there in the community, and definitely a topic that needs to be held. I'm just saying that I do think that we have, like I said, she brushed across some things, but there's some deeper, issues for us to really talk about, in our community. So let's see. Gotta have the cars keep us on track here.
Get into it, babe. You got it.
The other thing was, I'll just ask it as a question, right?
Okay.
What is the purpose of labeling insert your own ethnic group label on top of your product or your business? Is it, is it to say, I want to make sure that I'm getting the support from my community, right, over others,
right?
Or right, because if that is the message, then you potentially have a law of unintended consequences where you might try to attract one group but then maybe push some other groups
Right.
away, right?
Good point.
And so, we talked about this as well in terms of like, if you're a business owner, like you are a business owner first. Like the goal of starting a business and running a business is revenue, making money.
Absolutely.
And there's only one color of that, right? So just being
Green.
Yeah, green, right? Just getting, green, and so being cautious of those potential unintended consequences, right? If that's what it's for, is to kind of solicit more support from a certain group. Just be sure that you're not also at the same time pushing away, the other groups, because I'll leave it right here, but it's 2024, and yet, yes, there are still biases and prejudices against certain groups. So if you overemphasize, the ethnicity behind a product as opposed to the quality, the style, function of the product itself, letting the business stand on the product itself, then you're potentially limiting your consumer group.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for me, touching on the basis of different types of businesses. There are so many different types of businesses. For instance, when it comes to acknowledging or labeling yourself as a Black-owned business, one of those businesses is the makeup industry, which is a consumer industry. That's just an example, a consumer type product. So when it comes to that, then maybe you do want to put that you're Black-owned on there on your site, so that you are able to attract more Black consumers. However, you do have some businesses. For instance, my husband and I are in the IT field or tech field. How can I say this? There's something I believe called the good old boy system. And many times it pushes a lot of the Black-owned business owners to the side. Whereas to be able to label yourself as Black-owned is, I think, an addition, an add-on to something that my husband is very good at doing. And I think with other businesses as well, when it comes to the IT profession, it helps in getting those different contracts and getting yourself looked at for more things. I think that's a plus for that industry. But when it comes to a lot of the consumers, the consumer industry, maybe you do want to branch out. Maybe you want to stay in your community. But if you want to be able to branch out as as she says that she is, and it's great to put that on there. It's great if you want to stay in your little bubble. But if you want to be able to branch out, I think it's very important to let in her case, let your social media say what you are. You don't have to label yourself as Black-owned, because on her page, I can obviously go to her page and see on her page that she's a Black-owned business, but she caters to everyone, as she said. And I think with the industry that she's in, which is the beauty industry, aesthetics is what she has. But I think she is going to attract a lot of different people, not just Black people. So that's my take on that one. To be able to separate yourself, it just depends on what your business is. If that's something that you want to do, that's on you.
Yeah, and I'll touch a little bit more on something you brought up, and that's like you mentioned, like the tech industry,
right,
and contracting or consulting. There's definitely like small business, let me say, socioeconomic or diversity type certifications that you can get for your business. I typically see them in the government contracting realm, woman-owned, minority-owned, right, veteran, service-disabled veteran. When you are registering for contracts, when you're registering yourself as like a supplier of services, or even goods as well. From like a business contractual relationship type perspective, I think, yes, claiming those different socioeconomic statuses, I do think plays a part in things, and I think are very, advantageous for a lot of us, right, in this space. It's just, I think where she was hitting on, I think where the the kind of the thick of the conversation is on the consumer side, right?
Right.
If I have to
Yes.
like rely on my socio-economic status or my effing group as my,
So yeah,
as my
customer
to
face.
draw for my customer, my marketing, then I think that's a well, one, again, like you have to kind of add other substance on top of your product, right? Your product should stand alone, and I get it. Like, it's hard to make product and market, and you got to take advantage, of course, of any type of like, tip and trick you can get. But I think that part of the message of what she was saying is that there's a reason why people are going out of their way to label. I'm not going to say out of their way, but why people are taking advantage of the ability to say, yes, my business is a Black-owned business, and this is a product made by a Black-owned business, is because they're not getting the support from the community. And so that's the question, right, to me, or at least one of the questions of several layers of this onion. Why aren't they getting the support from the community? Why do they have to come out and say, stop buying whatever, let's say hair from the beauty market from Asians or whatever? And again, again, it's not the whole thing, not the whole reason, kid and caboodle, but I do think a part of it does come back to what we were talking about earlier in terms of just that deep cutting yet very simple fundamental engagement with each other, like in our community. There's just some problems, like I said, that go deeper than the business.
Yeah, and you touched on something too. You asked why aren't we supporting Black businesses? That's a very good question. And there's a
not us, but
we as a
general
people, the community. And you have to think about that. Why aren't we supporting our business? One thing that she touched on a little bit, and something that we talked about before, is that for me, I'm from the South, and so I'm always thinking but have not acted upon ways that I could bring revenue into my small town back down south in Louisiana. And I'm always thinking of something, pillow talk, and one of the things that my husband and I talk about is that I have aspirations of opening something in my community, but at the end of the day, will I, and why not? The reason that I've come up with it is because I see it. Okay, I'll just say it. For me, I said, if I open up something in my community back at home, I would not want anyone back at home to know that I own it. I would not want to be the face of it, because I felt that if I did, then I wouldn't get the support from the community at all. Like, some things just, you go in there and you just have that restaurant or that computer or whatever the case may be, the skating rink or whatever, may have had something happen, and now, the people in the community don't want to come and support anymore. Now they're talking bad about you, which destroys your business just by word of mouth. And it 9 times out of 10, maybe wouldn't have even been true. Maybe it was just something really small, but they blew it up out of proportion.
Wait, so on that topic, you're saying that you think same business concept, same exact branding, everything, that if it were, Asian person or Caucasian person or just, someone of another ethnicity would have come in your small town and opened up that business concept, you think that the community would have responded differently from that?
Absolutely. You have, in the town that I'm from, I'm pretty sure there have been plenty of businesses that were opened and closed because of, favors here or, a little something there, simply because they know that person and that community owns it. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to.
All right, So there are many.
That's too much. That's too much. Yeah.
Many layers.
There is a lot of layers to this.
To this onion.
Yeah.
So Veronica Wilson, she, was it Veronica?
I think it is.
Okay,
but we'll have
we'll definitely have her information, her IG, Instagram information in the description. We will give credit and a shout out to her as well, obviously. for her, bringing up some real talk. Do you have anything else that you want to bring up?
I just want to say this, although we're having this conversation is extremely deep, layers upon layers. Still support your Black business, even if it says Black owned or not. Let's support Black business. I support my Black business in any way I can, even if I am just on social media and I purchase this or that or like this and follow that. Support Black business.
And support each other out in the community as well.
Absolutely.
I've gotten to the point now where that I see you, I acknowledge it, I acknowledge you. And sometimes I can be walking, myself or walking with the kids, we're on a trail, out in the neighborhood, whatever. It doesn't take much energy. Make eye contact, head up or head down, whichever one. Little fist bump, keep it moving. You don't even have to open your mouth. Just acknowledge each other, keep it going. But it has to start there first, I think. And then that will start to translate, I think, how we feel about each other.
Absolutely.
And
Energy.
then wanting to engage more in each other from a business standpoint.
Absolutely. I think that's good. That's how it's spread, right? Word of mouth. I see you at the grocery store once, twice. We say hello. Now we have a conversation going.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up. Again, thank you for coming on the show today to talk about this saucy topic.
Yes.
All right. So we'll see you the next time on Real Talk Spectrum. Once again, where nothing but authenticity will be aired. Thank you.
Peace.